Hey everyone, welcome to Vollen City. My name is Nuno and I'm the mayor of the city. So, today we have a couple of interesting things on our city so that we can expand and grow it. This roundabout, it's not properly set. You can see these crossings around here. So that means that I completely forgot to went to Traffic Manager Present Edition and set the high priority roundabout. So Control, Shift, and click, and there you go. Really nice. Now the roundabout is working as it should. One thing we need to do on this episode, and a little bit like we did on the previous ones, is to expand, grow the number of citizens we have in the city. Currently we have 3,400. We need to reach 5,500. Yeah. So that is the tough part, because it's gonna require a lot of expanding, a lot of building districts and zoning, residential zones basically. And the problem is, with realistic population, most of these houses only have like one household, so it will not bring that many citizens, not that many population in. So we're gonna have to grow it up. The first thing I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna speed run while I'm doing it, is expand two districts that I think we still have enough room to expand them. One of them is Autumn. I think it could be good to expand it up to here, probably. The other one is Belmont, which we can take advantage of this area over here and try to build something around it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do that. Oh, and by the way, we do not need this power lines anymore, so they're not going to be here doing anything, so I may as well remove them. And there you go. Alright, so let's speed run the expansion of these two districts. Okay, so we have expanded a little bit the district. I just placed roads and water pipes beneath them so that we have a little bit of an idea. We're still using the grid kind of layout in here, but we want to kind of optimize as much space as we can. And that's why I kind of removed this zoning in this avenue. I don't want any kind of zoning over here. Instead, all the zone is going to be through this road, as you guys can see. So if I place it, all the houses will be connected through here, and that's fine. I like that, to be honest. And we will be placing, of course, a couple more commercial, because we do have demand for that. Alright, we need now to add a couple of services and utilities, because right now we do not have as much as we used to, or as much as we probably need. We will start with healthcare. We do have only one clinic for the entire citizens, and it's here on Valley. I think we need to add a couple more. The first one I want to add, and we have these two clinics, they're different design wise. This is more modern, and this is a little bit more old style, if you want to say. I'm gonna go with always the more modern, because I think it looks slightly better. Now this area in here is bigger. We have this graveyard through here. We're gonna be placing something around here, but for now let me just place a couple of the basic ones, then we will be doing a little bit of speed run when we start building a little bit more services that are complexes. So I just want to show you guys what we need. So we need to add clinics to Autumn, Magnolia Fields, Belmont. This tree needs to have clinics. Sycamore is okay. It's kind of like in the between. It could very easily go to Autumn, which is not far away, or they could go to Valley, which is not far away either. So yeah, let's just place a couple of them. I think this needs to be central, and I'm thinking about doing it somewhere around here in this corner. In Belmont it's slightly harder because we do not have as many people around there, but we do have this really amazing location in here which was going to be residential, but I'm thinking about placing the clinic right in here. So it will give a good coverage to all of these guys, even the Sycamore ones. And into here, Magnolia Fields, I'm thinking about going, well, we have this, I think this is a shop, yeah. I'm thinking we need to place it somewhere. And by the way, let me see, yeah, Anarchy is off. We're gonna lose a couple of houses in here, but that should be fine. Although we are leveling up, we are growing up our number of citizens, I kind of want the clinic to be central. Or we could have the clinic to be kind of in this area in here, and it wouldn't destroy anyone. So that's it. We're gonna place it in here. It's going to be slightly centered. Looking at fire, we only have one firehouse around here. It makes sense. It's an industrial area, so it makes sense to be close to the industrial area. I'm thinking about placing another one around here, and probably here on the top. And the main reason has to do with the fact that we do have a lot of trees around here, and this is a bit further away from all the other locations. So we could place one here on the top, but I think I just found a better location. I think if we place it around here, and I'm not entirely sure I can. I mean, we could place it right there. I would like in here, in this road. There you go. Slightly like that. If we place it in here, it has a very good coverage, and it can take care of all this area in here slightly better than this one, and it has a good distance between them both. I don't think we need more than these two firehouses at the moment, but if we do, we will definitely take care of it. The next thing we're gonna do is a police station. We have the need for adding more police stations. We only have one. It's here very early in the beginning of our city, basically on the highway entrance. We will also have to rework that on a future episode. So I'm thinking we're gonna need another police station, and I'm thinking there's only one good location, and it's this entrance, one of these ones in here, I think. Why not this one? So it will give coverage through here, and then more through here if we unlock it. We don't have that much problem with crime at the moment, but you know what, it's not a bad location. We could even add another one through here on the top, so it would give a bit further coverage. But I may have to wait that, because we may need to build a new district today to expand through somewhere around here, and therefore we can place something that can cover more this top area than placing air on the Magnolia Fields for the time being. Now let's look at elementary schools. We have, once again, we do have three types. We have this one, but we also have the Green Cities Community School, which will probably look awesome around here. If we place it around here, we may lose a couple of houses, and I don't want that. But I think this in here looks perfect for adding it. We need to find a more central location. I think somewhere around here would be okay. And if we place it in here, it's gonna cover all these fields of Magnolia, basically all Magnolia fields, and it will definitely level them up. It's not far away from this section. I would, of course, like to have a park, but I'm not sure that's gonna happen. We can also have another elementary school somewhere here in Autumn. it would make sense to have an elementary school around here in the corner. We will place parks around here also, no problem. And I think because we only have one elementary school here in Valley, like I said before, now we have one in Autumn, we have one in Magnolia Fields, and we should have one probably around here in Belmont. And I'm thinking about placing it around, oh man, this would be awesome. And you know what? It is going to be awesome if we place it around here, in this corner. And we will reuse this a little bit later. So I think this should be more than enough for the amount of elementary schools we want. Now high schools, we only have one. And this is where we're going to speed run it a little bit. Because after placing the high schools, I'm going to be placing parking lots. And I will be also doing some walking paths. And of course, a couple of other things that like trees and other stuff to make it prettier. The possibility of next adding more residential buildings around here. So the elementary school, we have one in Valley. I think we need one that can and should affect a little bit more these areas. I'm thinking about having something around here, right in front of this elementary school, that will take care of Sycamore, Autumn, and a good part of Belmont. I think maybe not, it's not far away, but we definitely need something here on Magnolia, and I think Magnolia will have an Institute of Creative Arts. It's what makes more sense, and I think I want to have it slightly on the opposite side of the elementary school. So if we have it around here, yeah, it's gonna be close, but it's not that close. I mean, there's a good distance. I could even move it a little bit further, but I think this will have good coverage from all of these guys. Alright, so now I'm gonna make things slightly prettier for the entire... Oh, there's one building I forgot. Public library. Why not placing one? We have enough space for placing one. I'm thinking about placing one around here. Why? Because this will give a good coverage for all these area. As you guys can see, it's gonna be around here. I could place it here and it would have a better coverage, but I don't want to place anything on these kind of avenues. I may have to change them later on to something else, so I may want to place it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna place it around here. I think it has good coverage and good entrance, and if people want to come from here to here, I will place a couple of walking paths. No worries. So that's kind of it. Now let me just speed run a little bit. I'm gonna be placing a couple of walking paths, parking lots, trees, some fences, trying to make the place a little bit better looking for what comes next. Alright, so very simple stuff that I had in here. I didn't take care of that much. I mean, only Autumn, because it had more space. I was able to place a parking lot where it's kind of big enough to have it all, plus a couple of fences around here to these parks we placed. Here on the Belmont We also placed a couple of trees and walking paths here on Magnolia Fields because we already are near to these trees and all these forests and all that stuff. I decided not to do anything of that, not even placing any parking lot or anything similar to it. So it just stays that way. What I want to do, because before I forget, is I want to expand slightly so Magnolia Fields. And you know why? Because I want to build more houses here through Magnolia Fields, and I think if we use this forestry area around here, so all these trees and all this green area, I think we're going to be able to place a couple more houses when we need to. And as you guys can see, we're not that far away from reaching 5,000. I mean, we are, but we did get a really good amount of people coming in. And now, because we do have all these services and everything looks a little bit better and all of that, I think we are able to add new people, add more people to our city. By the way, it happened when before this episode and after last episode, when I was saving the game, we did unlock our forestry to level 3. So that's good. We need more jobs. We're going to take care of those jobs. We have resources. We may be able to get the workers to the next level soon enough because we're going to bring in more people. So now it's time for us to start adding zones in here. And I'm just going to do this really quickly. And near to these areas in here, I'm going to go with commercial. I think it makes more sense. Around that or surrounding it, then I'm going to be placing a couple more, you know, houses and all that stuff. So yeah, let me just add this really quickly. Alright, so I've placed all the zones in here. So we have a couple of commercial buildings being built. We don't have as much demand for residential as we used to, but we're also getting closer to the milestone we need. I forgot to add a couple of things, and maybe I'll do them before I forget. First of all is Child Health Center. It will allow us to have more birth rates, and I think that's going to be okay. This has a very good coverage, and therefore I'm thinking I'm thinking about building around here because it's gonna go and cover a big area, a big chunk of our citizens, or maybe around here. I'm just not in. Yeah, I think here it seems like the best location. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to erase all of these walking paths through here, and we're gonna have a child care right here in the corner, and that's fine. And we should also have a elder care right next to it. So it's going to be part of Belmont, but it's going to take care of all these area, and that's going to be fine. And we're also going to go and let me just repurpose this. As you guys can see, this has a different height level. I'm okay with that. We're not going to be building anything behind it. I'm not even sure I'm going to do any walking paths. What we're going to do is a little bit of terraforming and adding a little bit of landscaping also. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do something through here, of course. I'm gonna erase those walking paths. I'm gonna bring different ones. I'm gonna bring these ones with trees, mostly because it would make more sense so that we can level it up slightly and people can walk around without having any issues about it. And no, I don't want to do that. And now let's do a little bit of landscaping, having a couple of rocks around here so that we can make it slightly better looking. So we have this area where we're gonna have all these elders and all these young borns being born in here. And let's just turn on prop anarchy so we can have a couple of this styling around here. I think it's gonna look good with a couple of trees and all that. We're also gonna make some kind of barrier around here so that people won't be able to try to cross it or anything like that. Let's have a couple of trees. Okay, so it looks good. These new buildings will bring in more people, or so there's going to be more births giving in, so more people are coming in, and probably less people will die because they're going to become a bit older. So it will definitely help us reach the next milestone without having to expend too much, at least in theory. Alright, so I want to keep growing up the possibility to bring in more people. What I'm going to do, I'm going to build a park in here, and I'm going to fill all these area around this road with houses, so that we can have a bit more people coming in and probably allowing us to reach the next milestone in probably at the end of the episode. But all this stuff matters, so let's do this. Okay, so I just finished building the park here on Magnolia Fields, and by the way, let's just change the name to Magnolia Gardens. Looks a lot better. We do have enough entertainment for a couple of levels. Not sure if we will have that much more. These are small parks, we're not going to build big ones, but there's a lot of things in here. Pretty cool. Also placed a lot more houses around these areas, so it should help develop that part to the point that even without building new districts properly, we just expanded Autumn and Belmont, we already are on the 5,000 inhabitants. I'm hoping we can probably reach the 5,500 without even going to build a new district, but I don't know. It's part here on the notes that I took that maybe I will have to do that, but I don't know. We will see. Now, there's two other things I would like to do before finishing the video. The video is already way long, mostly because I normally like to record around an hour, hour and a half, because then I do the speed runs, I do the editing and all that, and I can short it to half an hour, but I'm not entirely sure I'm gonna be able to do that on this video. So what I'm gonna do now, I am going to basically increase our forestry. We have a couple of abandoned buildings in here. Let me see why this happened. Not enough workers. So we have a issue of workers. I'm not sure why. We have a lot of housing in here, zoning in here that people can come in. We just don't have enough workers. Okay, that's fine. We'll take care of that later on. Now, looking at here into the forestry, we are in need of workers. And most importantly, we need to do something in here. I think we need to redesign some of it around here. I'm not happy with this kind of strange bendy curve. So we're gonna do something through here. So I'll be back as soon as I have something. Alright, so very simple stuff I did here. Basically, I just redesigned this road. Now it's slightly better. Moved the warehouse to here, added a couple more warehouses because these ones were almost filled. And now we have a bit of a buffer. We also added a couple more plantations. These are now medium. They will produce a lot more. I added also the forestry workers barracks. It will increase work efficiency, I think 5% each, so that's 10% more efficiency. So we will be producing more from each of these units. I also had to place this one, the large log yard, so it can store more tons of raw products, yeah, kind of it. So these will now have enough workers available. So we have enough jobs available to reach the next level. We just don't have enough workers. But that's not something I'm that worried about. As you can see, we are having issues with workers. This building was abandoned because we didn't have enough workers. That's crazy, right? Unless this was like this one in here, requiring highly educated workers. Maybe that's kind of what happened. Not entirely sure, but I'm not worried about it at the moment. We definitely gonna need to get highly educated citizens, but not yet. So I'm looking at it, we are a little bit short of what we need to the next level or to the next milestone. I'm not entirely sure we are going to do that today, and I'm really doubting it. So before ending today's episode, I'm going to go with what was probably the most important thing that I had planned, and I'm gonna leave it to the end because that's how I am. Sorry guys, just had to do a lot of things before finishing it, and I really wanted to do other things, but I'm not gonna do them today. I wanted to connect these two here instead of only having these highway intersection or highway connection. We will definitely have that one on the next episode. But today what we're gonna do next is public transportation. We're gonna build buses. I did install a mod that allows us to basically, well, it allows to change color and already gives a name for the line without automatically, basically. That's it. So that's what we're gonna do. Now we have two type of depots. We have the biofuel, which is a bit more expensive, but are more quiet, and it more expensive, more quiet, but a little bit more green. I'm going to go with the biofuel. Normally I go with the normal one, but this time I'm going with the biofuel. I just decided to do that, and I can place it. I'm gonna place it around here. That's where the depot is gonna be, right next to all these warehouses and all that stuff. What we're gonna do also is here with the bus lines, we're gonna have a couple of them. I think we definitely need to do something to bring more people to Myrtle. So I think that's gonna be the next step for leveling up and having more people coming to the jobs, because they probably leave too long and the commute may be long. I don't think we have issues with traffic, by the way. Let's just check it out. How traffic is. Traffic flow is 82%. It's great. It's not too many people. It's you have a good spacing on things. The only area where it's a bit more crowded, it's here, but everything flows really well. I'm happy with that. But before it gets too complicated, we definitely need to connect through here. I think that is a must. So it has two areas. Plus, we're also going to be building Sunset Complex or Industry soon enough. All right, so let's go to the bus lines and let's try to bring in people. So this has to be a biofuel bus. I have this other mod, so it's improved public transportation too, if I'm not mistaken, and I will increase the amount of passengers, mostly because, realistically speaking, most of these buses can take easily 50 people. Honestly, I've been on the airport, for instance, here in Portugal. There's in Lisbon, sometimes you arrive on a plane, you get into these buses. They're not too big also, so they're kind of like the same size in here, and you can fit 100 people there with bags. It's not comfortable, but it is possible. So I'm going with 50 to be a bit more, I'm not gonna say realistic, but slightly more realistic than 30. So I think we have all the bus lines we need for the time being, and this should help us increase the amount of citizens because they now have better transportation. It may increase a little bit traffic somewhere, but I'm happy with it. I can see the bio buses going around and all that. That seems cool. We now have a bit more demand for residential zoning. Do we still have residential zoning around here? I don't think so. I think we already have placed all the residential areas, haven't we? Oh no, we didn't. We still have here as a good residential fit, and in fact I think there's like a bus stop right here. Yeah, so let's have a couple more houses around here. These ones are going to be slightly smaller, but that's fine for the time being. Here I'm not that over there, it doesn't matter much, but yeah, we could also, I don't want to place any residential buildings through here, definitely not around here. I'm now only thinking where we could fit a couple more houses. I know we can fit a couple more houses around here, but do we? Because of all the noise and pollution, I don't think so. Oh, we can place it around here. Look at that. Yeah, we can place it here. One more house over there. We could even place around here a couple of houses. But I was saving this for the nature park, which we could still save it if we need to. We're only like 500 guys away. If we can fit a couple of houses around here somewhere that I believe it's a good fit, like here for instance, I think we could reach the next milestone. Let's just look at the district. We can have this district slightly bigger through here, so we can fit a couple of houses around this graveyard in this area. And in fact, I think we can go up to here. And even here. If we place all of this area, and then of course we're gonna have other locations where we're gonna have, I'm gonna leave a couple of gaps so that we have entrances. For instance, in here would make sense to have some kind of entrance to the nature park. So I'm gonna leave a couple of these guys in so we can build a park entrance here, probably also somewhere around there. Just gonna have a couple more houses around here. I would give a couple more houses around here also. I think it should work fine. And we're just gonna leave this the way it is, and I think we're gonna be able to move in the, and let's just, okay, this one needs also to have a bit more around here so we have more houses, and that should hopefully just be enough for us to reach the next milestone. The busy town milestone reached. That's good because we now have oil industrial specialization. We're not going to use it. We also should think about city policies on the next couple of episodes because we are definitely not using them at all. But good things about here, well, we have trolley buses and a couple more, stuff in here. Like policies and, like I said, policies and tourism specialization, oil specialization. But I think the most important thing in here is that we now have a couple of roads with trees and highways. I think we have highways with sound barriers. Yeah, we have now a couple of cool, really cool buildings or cool roads that we can use to make our city slightly prettier. And most importantly, we have the bus station hub, which we're going to use on the next episode. I hope, if I don't forget about it. I may forget it, and if I do, I'm really sorry for that. I'm thinking about probably placing it nearby this area. I'm not entirely sure where exactly. There's a lot of people in here. And this bus is not completely full, so these guys in here are waiting for some other bus. I'm not entirely sure which one is. We'll have to look into that. Either way, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, leave a like or a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so you can see whenever I upload the next video. And yeah, I hope to see you on the next video, by the way. Yeah, thank you for watching. Cheers.